Hi, everybody. Welcome again to Ivy English. I'm Bruce.
I'm Angela.
And I'm Wesley.
Today is December 5th. We're just getting this month started for the three of us. We have an article for you to start our teaching this month, and it's entitled Pupil Shape, The Window to the Soul.
好，我们的中文标题是瞳孔横竖的秘密。那当然中文标题不是英文标题的翻译，那英文标题呢，这个 pupil 就是我们的瞳孔，眼睛的瞳孔， shape 是形状，然后呢后面 the window to the soul 就是灵魂之窗的意思，注意那个介词 to。
Okay, I'll read through the whole article first. They say that the eyes are the window to the soul. That is, simply looking into a person's eyes can reveal details about what they are thinking and how they are feeling. In fact, in the animal kingdom, the eyes, and particularly the shape of the pupils, can actually tell us far more information about the animal. For example, some animals, such as cats and foxes, often have narrow vertical pupils, while others, such as deer and sheep, have far wider and more horizontal ones. Such differences are, without doubt, no coincidence. In the wild, a fox's pupils become narrow when the fox is seeking prey. With such pupils, a fox can see vertical objects clearly, even from a distance, whereas horizontal objects go out of focus as they become farther away. This difference between focused and blurry objects helps a fox judge distance, which is vital when it hunts. By contrast, the more horizontal, almost rectangular pupils of animals like deer, which are often sought as prey, are not believed to help with depth perception in the same way. However, the pupils are believed to provide strong peripheral vision, which refers to the ability to see objects within one's whole field of vision, not only those directly in front. Such an advantage can help with escaping from larger hunters, who thus may be seen approaching from any direction. Of course, there are exceptions to these trends, and the likelihood is that the pupil shape is dictated by multiple factors. Nevertheless, much like those of humans, animals' pupils can reveal much about their intentions at any given moment. Truly, the eyes disclose what the tongue never could.
Okay, well, they say that the eyes are the window to the soul. What they mean by that is that you can look into somebody's eyes and know what kind of person they are. And I was actually discussing this with a friend the other day. We're like, how does this work? How is it that you can do this? Like, eyes are just, like skin or fingernails. They're just an organ in your body. Why is it that they are so expressive of emotion?
所以呢我们先看这个英文 They say 就是有人说大家都这么说，那个 they 并没有特别指哪些人，那他们说什么呢？那后面这句话其实就是中文讲的眼睛是灵魂之窗 The eyes are the window to the soul。 那刚刚 Angela 老师说呢，其实他前几天在跟朋友谈到这个蛮奥妙，那眼睛只是我们的一个器官，那为什么我们可以从眼睛里面看出一个人的心思呢？这个是蛮有趣的。
That is, simply looking into a person's eyes can reveal details about what they are thinking and how they are feeling. We get information just from looking at other people's eyes. We can often tell if a person is sad or bothered or upset by something, even if they don't say that to you. You can see in their eyes that the person doesn't feel comfortable and that there's something wrong. Of course, if they're crying, that makes it even easier. The eyes also express emotion by using more water than normally they would. But the point here is, even if a person is a little nervous or upset about something, you can see it as well as feel it if you really try to sense how they're feeling. but the eyes are usually the first point of information that the person is not happy or well.
所以就是我们刚刚讲的眼睛是灵魂之窗就是我们常常如果有一个人很紧张或者他很害怕或者是他对什么东西有兴趣，通常我们可以从眼睛里面很直接就是看出来。所以我们再看看这一句英文，他说 That is 就是 in other words， 或者是 to clarify to explain more clearly， 继续把它说清楚一点，就是什么叫眼睛是灵魂之窗呢？也就是说 simply looking into a person's eyes， 这个就是一个动名词片语当主词，那动名词片语前面加一个 simply， 单单的就单纯的，不用别的，就单纯的，那修饰那个 looking into a person's eyes， 就是你就仔细的看看一个人的眼睛，好像要看到他的眼睛的深处那种感觉，所以是 into， 所以你只要单单的看进他眼睛的深处，好好的观察他的眼睛，这样的一件事情呢 can 它有可能可以 reveal 显露出或者是透露出details 一些细节。什么细节呢？ Details about 关于底下这两件事情的细节。第一个 what they are thinking， 他是不是在打什么歪主意what they are thinking， 或者是你可以得到一些细节关于 how they are feeling， 他们现在的感受是如何。
In fact, in the animal kingdom, so if we're talking about, animals who are not humans, the eyes, and particularly the shape of the pupils, can actually tell us far more information about the animal. What's the pupil? Is it a student? It is not. It is the same word, but it is a different meaning. The pupil is the black hole in the middle of the eye, which is what lets the light into the eye. And the shape and the size of it make a huge difference as to how you see, basically. And so what kind of shape and how big the pupil is can tell us a lot of information about the animal whose eye it is.
好，所以 in fact 再进一步，所以各位可以看到它这个连接词的使用，连接副词的使用，或者是这个整个修饰全句的副词的使用。你看它第一句说 they say 什么什么什么，然后 that is 他继续把那个眼睛是灵魂之窗讲得更清楚一点，然后呢再把它讲得更明确一点，就是 in fact， 所以 that is 什么什么，然后再加一个 in fact， 就越讲越清楚，越讲越明确。所以接下来他说，刚刚上一句提到说，你可以看到一个人在想什么，他们在感觉是如何，然后再进一步，事实上在动物的世界里面，在动物的王国里面 in the animal kingdom， 它在这个动物的世界里面 the eyes 就是指眼睛，这个都就这些动物的眼睛，所以它是特定。那后面呢插入一个说明，他说 particularly 尤其是 the shapes of the pupils， 尤其是瞳孔的形状。那 pupil 这个是另外一个意思是学童，但在这里当然不是指学童，它是指这个瞳孔。所以这个眼睛可以怎么样告诉我们 far more information about the animal， 就是可以告诉我们很多很多的 information 关于这个动物。那 far more 就是表示它有跟另外一个在比较，换句话说就是跟其他的器官比较，它可以告诉我们更多更多关于这个 animal 的一些讯息。
For example, some animals, such as cats and foxes, often have narrow vertical pupils, while others, such as deer and sheep, have far wider and more horizontal ones. Well, I would guess right away cats and foxes are carnivorous animals. They eat meat. Deer and sheep are vegetarians. They herbivores. They eat plants. That might have something to do with this, but we're told additional information that cats and foxes often have narrow vertical pupils. That is, they're shaped up and down in a line like the letter L, while others, such as deer and sheep, have far wider and more horizontal ones. So their pupils are arranged like from left to right, like er san e in Chinese. And that information can be important for the animals themselves as well as human hunters.
好，所以接下来他举例 for example, some animals 有一些动物呢，例如猫还有狐狸，那它们都猎食性的动物，那它们 often 常常 have 会有 narrow 比较狭窄的，而且是 vertical 是垂直的瞳孔， while others 就是对比于 some， 那其他的动物呢，例如鹿还有羊，那要注意到这个 deer 跟 sheep 它们这两个字都是单复数同形，所以 前面半句是 cats and foxes 都是复数型，都有加 s 或 es， 那但这里 deer 跟 sheep 不能加 s 啊，因为单复数是同型的。那他们怎么样 have far wider， 这个各位看到第二次，我们刚刚看到上一句有 far more information， 这里是 far wider， 所以 far 用来修饰比较级的，所以他们有更宽的眼睛，而且呢是 more horizontal ones， horizontal 就是水平的，所以这个猎食性动物的瞳孔常常是比较窄比较垂直，那像这个羊跟这个鹿啊，这个被猎食的呢，它们的瞳孔常常是比较水平的，而且比较宽。
Such differences are, without doubt, no coincidence. If there's something without a doubt or without doubt, it means that it's absolutely clear to everybody. And to say something that is no coincidence, it means that it's that way for a reason. It's not accidental. It's not a coincidence.
好，所以 such differences 这样的一些差异呢 are， 那 are 后面是 no coincidence， 那所以各位可以学起来 to be no coincidence 就这不是巧合的，这是有原因的。那 without doubt 就是毫无疑问的，有的时候你也可以看到，也可以说 without a doubt.
Okay, our second paragraph. In the wild, a fox's pupils become narrow when the fox is seeking prey. Now, this and the next paragraph give us some information about the hunters and the hunted in terms of animals. When foxes are on the prowl looking for animals to eat, their pupils become narrow. They become thinner when the fox is seeking or looking for its dinner.
好，所以 seek 这个字蛮好用的，大家学起来。所谓的 seek 就是寻找 to try to locate or discover 或者 search for 的意思。prey 是猎物，那这两个字常常放在一起用 seek prey 就是寻找猎物。好，那我们再看这个句子前面，他说 in the wild 就是在野外，在野外呢，狐狸的瞳孔它会变得比较狭窄。当这个狐狸怎么样，在寻找猎物的时候，它的瞳孔就会变得比较狭窄。
With such pupils, with this kind of pupil, a fox can see vertical objects clearly. Vertical means up and down. So if something is standing up or is taller than it is wide, then it will be very clear, even if you see it from a distance. Whereas, however, horizontal objects go out of focus as they become further away. So objects that are wider than they are long will become more and more blurry. So interestingly enough, they're going to have very clear vertical objects and very fuzzy horizontal objects. And so I can see how this would help them judge distance.
好，所以这里讲到说 with such pupils， 当他们有这样的瞳孔的时候呢，那 a fox 就是任何一只狐狸，它都可以看到 vertical objects clearly， 它可以 clearly 很清楚的看到 vertical objects 垂直的物体。那 even from a distance， from a distance 就是从远处，它可以从远处就可以看到一个垂直的物体。然后呢 whereas 就是 but on the other hand 的意思啊。另外一方面呢 horizontal objects 水平的物体呢就会 go out of focus。 To go out of focus 就是失焦，失去那个焦点。那 as they become farther away， 当他们越来越远的时候 become farther away 或者 further away 的时候，这个水平的物体就会失焦，因为它的瞳孔是垂直的。
This difference between focused and blurry objects, of course, blurry means that they're not in focus, helps a fox judge distance. The animal can see how near or far away it is from the fox. There's more than eyesight that helps the fox, of course. His strong ability to sense by scent, S-C-E-N-T, by the smell of other animals, also comes into play as these predators are on the prowl, which is vital when it hunts. Of course, animal that is hunting others needs every advantage it can have. One will be by vision, what's the distance, and scent is another one. The stronger the smell, obviously, the closer the prey animal.
好，所以他说 this difference between 这个 focused and blurry objects 就是这样的一个差异。这个什么差异呢？在 focus 有聚焦的跟 blurry 就是模糊的物体，所以一个是可以看到聚焦的物体，一个是看到模糊的物体。在这样的一种差异之下呢，就可以帮助一个 fox 来 judge distance， 来 判断距离 ，judge distance 就是判断距离。那 which 就是判断距离这件事情呢 is vital 这个字呢就是非常重要，跟维持生命有关系的，因为这个字的字根是 life 的意思，所以生命攸关的那种重要叫做 vital， necessary to the continuation of life， 所以是 essential very important 的意思。那 when it hunts， 这个 it 就是指 fox， 所以这个狐狸在猎食的时候呢，判断距离是非常重要的，距离如果判断不准的话，猎物就会跑掉。
So by contrast, so now we're comparing the foxes to a prey animal. We're not comparing the foxes to a prey animal, sorry. We're comparing the fox, which is a prey animal, to a deer, which is the other way around. Yeah, we're comparing the fox, which is a predator animal, to the deer, which is a prey animal. So that's what the contrast is. The contrast is between predator and prey. So by contrast, the more horizontal, almost rectangular pupils of animals like deer, so they're horizontal pupils, they're sometimes rectangular, it's sometimes a little bit creepy, to be honest, like if you look at a goat's eyes. Mm-hmm. But these horizontal pupils are not believed to help with depth perception in the same way. So they might help with depth perception, but not in the same way that a fox's pupils help them with depth perception. And depth perception is perceiving how far away something is. We talk about depth of field, especially when we're talking about cameras. And so depth means how far away something is, because we have up, which is the x-axis, and across, which is the y-axis, and so depth is the z-axis.
OK， 好，所以我们可以看到他说 by contrast 就是相比之下， the more horizontal 比较水平的，那后面再修饰一下，什么叫比较水平，就是逗点之后讲说 almost rectangular 几乎是长方形的 pupils 的这个瞳孔，这种比较水平几乎是长方形的瞳孔是什么？哪些动物呢？是 of animals like deer， 就是像鹿这种动物，它们那种比较水平几乎是长方形的瞳孔呢。那 deer 后面它还给你修饰一下，这个插入一个非限定的关系代名词子句。 deer 是怎么样呢？打个逗点告诉你 deer 是 which are often sought as prey， 它们常常呢是被当猎物来寻找，来找寻。 sought 就是我们刚刚看到那个 seek 那个字的过去分词，那 prey 就是猎物，所以他这里交代一下，要对比一下，这个常常被当作猎物来找的，就是常常被当作猎物的这个鹿呢怎么样呢？他们的这种长方形比较水平的 pupils 怎么样？这种 pupils主词是 pupils， 他们 are not believed to 就是不被认为是 help with 就是 to aid someone or something in managing or handling something else or someone else， 所以就是帮某人处理某事。那在这里 help with 就是有助于的意思，所以比较水平几乎长方形的瞳孔呢，比较大家不认为它有助于可以帮你有所谓的 depth perception， 就是深度的感知， perception 就是用感官来察觉，然后在这里就是你那个视觉。那 depth 在这里指的是纵深的那个深，就是 the extent or distance backwards， 就你看到这个点往后还有多深，也就看你的距离。所以这个他们的这种水平的瞳孔比较没有办法帮他们有深度的感知，换句话说他们没有办法测出距离， in the same way 没有办法像垂直的瞳孔那样子可以帮他们测知距离。
However, on the other hand, the pupils are believed to provide strong peripheral vision. So the pupils are not so involved in depth perception, how far away is something, but this refers to the ability to see objects with one's whole field of vision, not only those directly in front. So they're not able to see only things that are directly in front of them or to the side of them. They can see the whole picture, and you can imagine the advantage that has.
好，那接下来他说 however 但是呢 the pupils 就是这种比较水平的比较长方形的这个瞳孔呢 are believed to 被认为大家相信认为它可以 provide 提供 strong 很强的 peripheral vision， 就是周边的视觉，就他可以看到的视角比较广，所以他眼睛可能看正前方，可是他可能也能够看到右边左边的东西，就我们讲的这个周边的视觉，所以他们可以有比较好的周边视觉。换句话说，垂直的瞳孔看得比较远，那水平的瞳孔看得比较宽。那接下来他 which 一样，他用来解释一下什么叫周边视觉呢？他周边视觉指的是 refers to the ability to see objects， 看到物体的能力。那是什么样的 objects 呢？是 within one's whole field of vision。 field of vision 就是我们讲的视野，所以呢，在你整个视野里面的东西比较能够看得清楚，就我们刚刚讲，不只是前面，左右都可以看得到。那所以他说 not only those 在这里指就是 those objects， 所以能够让你看到不只是 directly in front， 直接在你眼前那些东西，就左右的东西都看得到。
So such an advantage, this kind of advantage can help with escaping from larger hunters, who thus may be seen approaching from any direction. So because you can see pretty much 270 degrees around you, and no one can sneak up on you, that's the point.
好，所以这样的一种优势 advantage， 这种优势可以帮忙怎么样 escape from 逃离 larger hunters， 比较大的狩猎者或者是这个猎食动物呢，你就可以从他身边躲掉。那 who 就是指这些比较大的 hunters， thus may be seen， 他们可能这些大一点的 hunters 可能会被看到 approaching from any direction， 从任何方向接近这些猎物的时候呢，他们会看到这些大的猎食者接近他们，他们就可以想办法逃跑。
Of course, there are exceptions to these trends, and the likelihood is that the pupil shape is dictated by multiple factors. Well, there are always exceptions to trends. Very few things are completely pure or perfect, and the shape of the eye falls into this exceptions to these trends definition. So the likelihood, the chances are that the pupil shape is dictated by multiple factors, more than one, in order to determine if vertical or horizontal is the primary way that an animal sees.
那当然这里这个语快各位学起来很好用的， There are exceptions to 什么，就是这个东西是有例外的啊，注意 exceptions 是加 s 的。好，所以这些趋势就是这个猎食动物瞳孔比较垂直，那猎物的瞳孔比较水平，那这种趋势是有例外的。然后他就讲说 The likelihood is that 就是可能是怎么样呢，是 the pupil shape 这个瞳孔的形状呢 is dictated by 就是由什么来决定，是由什么决定呢？ multiple factors， 有 several factors， 有几个因素来决定瞳孔的形状。
Nevertheless, so even though all of that is true, much like those of humans, animals' pupils can reveal much about their intentions at any given moment. So even though animals' eyes, we've been talking about their ability to find prey or escape predators, we can also figure out what the animal intends. For instance, if you've ever watched a cat suddenly get interested in something and get ready to pounce, their eyes change radical shape. Like they went from being normal shape to being like practically you can't see anything but pupil as they go, "Hua, I'm going to get that object." And so you can see what their intentions are just by looking at their eyes. Now, humans actually has been postulated that the reason we have whites around our eyes is that we can use it to indicate the direction that we're looking. And so that means other people can tell where we're looking. And as a social animal, that is very, very useful, especially in a hunt or in other situations. So there's lots of uses for eyes, not just for seeing, but also for indicating. And that is really what the window to the soul as a concept is talking about.
好，然而呢 much like 就是很像，就好像什么 those 就是 pupils of humans， 就好像人类的瞳孔一样，动物的瞳孔呢可以 reveal much about their intentions， 它动物的瞳孔可以透露很多他们的意图，他们想干什么。那 at any given moment， 任何时刻都可以告诉你，可以透露很多这个动物的意图。
Truly, the eyes disclose what the tongue never could. To disclose is to open or show something. So your eyes can show something about you that you don't have to say. People can see how you feel or what you're looking at or maybe even what you're thinking about.
好 disclose 跟我们第一段看到那个 reveal 在这里也是这个近义字，意思差不多，所以眼睛可以透露 what the tongue never could， 就是 could reveal， 就是我们舌头 没有办法透露出来的东西呢，常常从眼睛里面透露出来的，所以眼睛比舌头还容易透露你的秘密。
Okay, we have a few questions for you here at the end of this program. Number 1, how does the author introduce this passage?
作者是如何展开本文的？
The answer clearly is D, by referring to a well-known saying.
答案是 D， 透过引用一句名言。
Number 2, which of the following pupil shapes helps animals measure distance?
下列哪种瞳孔形状可以帮助动物测量距离呢？
And according to the second paragraph, our choice would be B.
好，那显然答案应该是 B， 是垂直的瞳孔。
Number 3, what does those in the third paragraph refer to?
第三段里面那个 those 指的是什么呢？
The answer is easy. C, objects.
答案是 C， 物体。
All right, that's all for today. We'll be back again several times this month, so please join us. Until the next time,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.